Aston Villa are celebrating a first win at Chelsea for 12 years after a 2-0 win. And let's hear now from both goal scorers in Ollie Watkins and John McGinn.
Guys, well done. John, a really impressive evening's work. What did you do so well as a team to achieve it?
Run.
There was a lot of that.
Oh, aye. No, they're a good team. It's only a matter of time before it clicks for them. They're a tough team to play against, but we do a lot of work, a lot of shape work to get goals on a transition, as they call it these days. And Ollie's on fire at the minute. Great goal to start us off. We probably could have got another, but to be fair to them, so could they. But we fought, we ran hard, and that's what we've been doing recently, and that's why we're climbing up the table.
It's a day for a great defensive performance overall as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ty and Ez have been phenomenal for a long time now. Add to that, Ash, Alex, Luca, Callum, everyone flinging their bodies in the line, and this league's difficult, so to go on the run like we're on, you need to be honest, stay humble and fling yourself in front of things, and to a man, we're first class today.
Ollie, that's 8 goals for you since the World Cup and 5 in 5 away games in an Aston Villa shirt. That's not bad going, is it? What's behind such a rich vein of form in your opinion at the moment?
I think understanding when to run in behind and when to come short, but I think before I was doing a lot of unselfish running, but now I'm just trying to save my energy and pick the right times and rely on obviously my teammates to put me through.
Confidence is there too, isn't it? After missing that one earlier and you had that chance to score, was it a case of, yep, let's put that one behind me now? Yeah,
obviously, great ball from Guinea. And I was caught in two minds, and I probably rushed it a little bit. But I knew I was going to get another chance. We kept sealing it on the transition, and a mistake between the two centre backs, and Dougie's found me. So I've seen Kepa off his line, and I've done that a few times in training this week actually. So it's lucky it come to practice.
John, turning to your goal, a goal of that quality, does that cap a pretty special few days for you personally?
Yeah, an amazing week. It was typical that the first Scotland game had gone so long with an Aston Villa goal in 19 minutes. Managed to get one for Scotland, so do you know what? It's been a long time coming, but I'm just fortunate to never get blocked, because if the shot got blocked, they were 1-1. So just an amazing feeling for that to go in, and after the Scotland games this week, it truly has been a special week.
Was it always in your mind to hit it the way you did, to whip it like that, to find the corner?
Aye, because I've lost count of the amount of times I've tried to lace it and it's been blocked. So I thought, right, take a wee breather, side foot, and thankfully caught it well and it went in. So delighted, and hopefully that can be the start of a run for goals.
They've won 4 of the last 5. They're only 2 points off 7th, which could be the last European place on offer in the Premier League table. It's been some turnaround this under Unai Emery, is it not?
Yeah, he's done a brilliant job. You can tell, when you watch them play, you can tell how organised they are. They're enjoying it. They all know their jobs. He's not asking any player to do something which is foreign to them. They're all comfortable. You know, he's playing McGinn off one side and Ramsey, who are central midfield players, but he knows they're going to make them very solid. And like Watkins said there, he knows now when to run. He's been a little bit more selfish with his running. But he's doing the best for the side. But he's being told by Emery, he's being coached. He knows exactly what's required of him. We talked about how leaky their defence was early part of the season.
Yeah.
Since he's been in there, he's covered them up. McGinn's done a good job at, like I say, out the wide. You know, Louise in there as well. Kamara when he plays in. I think he's really organised this group of players, and the confidence what they have now. You can see a clear identity. Now, in contrast to Chelsea, and I don't want to go off Aston Villa. I want to give them the credit what they deserve, right? But what I'm saying is he's been there 2 months less than Graham Potter. Now, if you're a Villa and you're a fan, you know exactly what you're getting next season. You've got a manager with a group of players, with owners who have got deep pockets, will go again in the transfer market, and they really could push for Europe next year. And I'm not ruling them out this year, Gary. I still think they've got a chance.
I think they might miss out this year. I think I agree with a lot of what Tim said. They've got an identity now. They're playing with... One of the key things is confidence. And results breed confidence, and that's what they're getting at the minute. And you're seeing, again, not going away from Aston Villa, but if you see the Chelsea side at the minute compared to the Villa side today, you're looking at a team with confidence and a team without confidence. However good, however big the players are in the Chelsea squad, this team at Aston Villa is very confident, playing very, very well. Got a lot of leaders in there with the looks of it. I thought Watkins was superb tonight. I thought he caused trouble. His hold-up play was tidy. And he's a willing runner, like he said, but he's getting rewarded for that now with his goals. And he had the chance before, which was very similar.
He snatched.
Yeah, but it didn't seem to faze him. He got the second chance. He probably was waiting for that to come, and he took it very well. So, no, credit to them. They were fantastic today.
And they had to be efficient. At the end of it, they only had 2 shots on target, and they scored with both of them.
Look at Kai Havertz here on the back. Look, he got him exactly where he wants him. Douglas Luiz, then he gives it up, and now the defenders are in a poor position because they're all too tight. It's a poor error, and it just falls for Ollie, and he takes it very calmly after missing a chance in a similar position, which was on the floor. I just think he's one of them players. There's quite a few of them around at the moment who hits the ball better when the ball's in the air rather than when he's got it on the floor. He scuffs it a lot of times, but he waits, he watches it, and he lobs it over the goalkeeper. Brilliant finish, and they thoroughly deserved that win.
Yeah, and like we said earlier about the miscommunication, I think sometimes as well, maybe the big centre-back just comes and clears a lot out there. He just gives a big shout and clears a lot out and worries about that afterwards. He didn't, and obviously it was a gift, like we said, a 1v1. A guy with the confidence like Watkins at this moment in time to get that is a gift.
Yeah. We saw the second goal, of course, from John McGinn. Brilliantly set up. How well did he finish this for you, Tim?
He just guided it in, but that layoff there, I mean, just the care in the pass gives him no control problems. He comes onto it first time, gives the goalkeeper no chance because he's coming through a lot of bodies. But just the set there, look at the room he has. But that's care. The weight of pass is there, exquisite, and he whips it past Kepa. He sees it late, obviously, because of the bodies in front of him, defending the corner, and it's in the bottom corner. And brilliant finish from McGinn, and he deserved that because, like he said, what was the first word he said on his interview? We run. We run. And that's what he did. He works hard, and you get rewarded when you work hard.
You could see then, couldn't you, his eyes lit up. Just as he was about to receive the layoff, he must have asked for it about 5 times before it actually come to him. So his eyes lit up, and it was a hell of a finish with his left foot. Great finish.
5th away win, by the way, for Aston Villa. They've taken 16 points in that time, which has been terrific, and a tally only matched by Manchester City in that time. It's a very different story, a very different mood, of course, in the home dressing room. Let's now hear from the Chelsea boss. Here is Graham Potter.
Graham, commiserations. How did this one get away from you today?
Well, I think both boxes we were second best. The first goal for them is disappointing from our perspective. We need to do a little bit better there, of course, and. But there's a lot of good things in the game, a lot of attacking play, attacking entries, shots. If you look at the stats of the game, it's a positive performance. But in terms of the scoreline, it's not, because we're down in the game, and we're all really disappointed.
You say the first goal was disappointing. As a manager, how on earth do you legislate for conceding a goal like that?
Well, it can happen. It's football. What I'd say is the boys gave everything in the game. They absolutely did. Their intention was there. The personality on the pitch was there. They tried. Like I said, they had shots, they had attacks, they had entries in the box. But ultimately, you need to defend better than we did, and of course, I'm responsible for that. So we need to look at that and do better.
The way the first half ended with you well on top, was it the message pretty much, more of the same, please?
Well, I think it was the same even in the second half. I mean, we started well in the second half, and then one action up our end, and it's a great strike from John McGinn, I think, on the edge of the box. But again, if you look at the stats of the game, there's a lot there for us. But ultimately, the most important stat, the one that's hurting us, is the 2-0 defeat, and we have to accept it and do better.
As Villa scored their second goal, you were in the process of making a double change. How were you looking to affect the game at that point?
Well, Ruben was getting some space, so we want to put another winger on there, and N'Golo's obviously a big player for us. We thought we could make some runs in behind, which he did. I thought he did really well when he came on. I thought, positive performances from Ben Chilwell, gave absolutely everything, attacked the back line, really, really well. So there were positives for us. It's just. Yeah, it just doesn't feel that way because we've lost, and we're really disappointed.
After such a positive march, does it feel like one step forward and one step back?
Well, of course, because we wanted to win our home game. We wanted to win our game here. There was a positivity about us. Like I said, the boys gave everything in the game. It wasn't from a lack of effort. It wasn't from that at all. But at the same time, we need to manage the little moments better, and the scoreline tells the story.
So in the circumstances, how welcome, how vital perhaps is another big game here in only 72 hours' time?
Well, exactly. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We have to respond. We're disappointed. Everybody is. So we have a fantastic game on Tuesday night to put it right.
Graham, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, he said there's plenty of positives to take from tonight's game from a Chelsea perspective. Let's have a look at the statistics. I've already alluded to the fact that they had so many shots on goal. In fact, in the end, they had 27, of which 8 were on target. Their expected goals were over 2, so clearly they under-delivered in that. In fact, the 27 shots, by the way, it's the most they've had in a Premier League game without scoring for 9 years. And one other telling point is touches in opposition box, 51. I mean, that points to a one-way affair and a smash and grab from Aston Villa. Is that how you saw it, Gary?
Yeah, like you said, like when you look at that, the stats, like you said, are in their favour. But ultimately, the main stat, which everyone always says is at the top of the screen there, is Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 0. So I get, in a way, what he's getting at. I kind of hope he's saying the positive things to us and sitting on the fence a little bit to us and saying different to them in the dressing room. Because what I'm worried about is that ever since I was at Chelsea, there's not an acceptance to getting bad results or being on a run of bad results. When I've been there, the pressure is such that it's unacceptable to get draws and losses at home. And that's just the way it's gone. So I hope that it's a different message in the dressing room than it is to us. He seems very calm in his interviews. He always does. He carries himself very well. But like I said, I hope he's saying something different in the dressing room.
Tim?
It's very difficult when you're on that run of form. I know they've picked up of recent times, but overall, you have to say, it's very disappointing. His reign at Chelsea has been very disappointing. He knows as well as all of us know that he wouldn't be there if it was Mr. Abramovich in charge. Yeah. Well, it's not. It's Todd Bowley. It's something different. But the fans are running out of patience as well. I mean, you can talk like that to your dressing room, constructive, like he is, exactly how you would, but sometimes you just have to take responsibility. I mean, look at the stress. You're talking about a player there who cares. Gary's been with this group of players. He's been with that player as well. He is Chelsea through and through. He cares. Animated there. I think Potter needs to start losing his rag a little bit with these group of players.
But he's been asked this before. Should he be more animated on the pitch side? And he has said, look, that's just not my way. I mean, obviously, Chelsea fans will compare and contrast his body language to Jose, to Antonio Conte, and they want to see more. Does he have to show it even though he doesn't feel it?
No, I don't think so. I think he has to be himself. Like he says, he has to be his own personality. Everybody's different. Just because you're not a shouter or a rant and raver visibly to people doesn't mean you're not a leader in the dressing room. And like I said, to come out and to protect your players in interviews is one thing which I respect a lot, actually. What I'm saying to you is I hope that in the dressing room it's slightly different. It's not acceptable to go out and to lose at home. The stats, yeah, the possession stats are in your favour, but where is this possession? Is it on the halfway line? Is it in your third? Or is it in areas that's going to hurt Aston Villa? You see Aspie there, that's the kind of personalities that he'll be looking for in that dressing room to get you out of this. And I've been on runs before.
You've been in this position, have you not?
It's very difficult, really difficult. The biggest of players will still lack confidence, and you have to drive and you have to build together, and you have to get through it together. You have to not listen to the outside noise, and you have to work hard in training. Only the players and the manager can turn it around, and I'm sure they will over time. There's been so much change at that football club. At times I have felt sorry for Graham Potter to come in with so many injuries, a change in the ownership, a change in his group of players, more players added to that, changes in the backroom staff. There's been a hell of a lot of changes for him to deal with, but the pressures are at Chelsea, obviously, to win games, and at the moment he's finding that very difficult.
So no huge effect so far under Graham Potter at Chelsea. It's very different, of course, for Aston Villa under Unai Emery. Aston Villa returned from the international break with a historic win at Chelsea to go unbeaten in 5 in the Premier League and possibly now eyeing Europe. Here's the Villa boss, Unai Emery.
John McGinn is full of praise for you as manager for the way things have changed at Aston Villa since you arrived. How important a player is John becoming for you in this team?
Like we are watching him playing, and in the dressing room as well, is very important player. He's smiling every day, he's working, he's competitive, his commitment is amazing. His help to the coaches, to the players is every time. And as a player, he's very competitive, very. And he understand everything tactically we need of him, and really he deserved the performance he's taking now.
And how impressed are you with the form in recent weeks of Ollie Watkins up front?
Of course, we were speaking today as well, preparing the match, and the next step we have now in front. And the objective change. And our objective now is to be in the top 10, and of course try to get another team there in front of us. Today we did it with Chelsea, with Fulham, but of course we are going to play on Tuesday, and we don't want to stop. We have to follow the way we are doing, being demanding as well, being competitive, trying to improve every day, practice, and of course trying to take confidence after our practice, and each one supporting another players as well with his job and with his performance to try to get better every day.
They're in with the chance of finishing in the top half for the best part of a decade in the Premier League. How good a job has he done?
He's done a brilliant job. And the new ownership has obviously helped, given him the finances. He's stabilised the club, really. He really has. They give him a clear identity of how they want to play. He's getting the best out of every individual who's there. There were some players who you were thinking cannot play again for Aston Villa. All of a sudden, he's picked them up. He's lifted their careers, given them the confidence, and they're performing for him. So I can't speak highly enough of what he's done. I mean, the points of what he's produced, look at that. I mean, it's just incredible.
Third, only behind Arsenal and Manchester City.
Yeah. Well, he deserves all the credit. He deserves it, really. And the players have bought into him. But it's up to the manager to do that and deal with the individuals. He picks his line. He's got a clear identity of how he wants to play. He's helped out that leaking defence by protecting them inside. And there's still a threat going forward of Ollie Watkins, who's in great form. Yeah,
we shouldn't forget Villa is the club where you started your senior career.
That's right. Yeah.
And there are players in that team who look like their time at Villa was slowly coming to an end. Yeah. Konza, Mings, McGinn. Do we need to give Emery credit for the way they are now performing?
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's always a reaction when a new manager comes in. I think everyone probably feels at the club that they're on a level playing field again. And obviously they want to prove to their manager. And his breed of confidence, you've seen the points return there, is phenomenal, isn't it? Outside the top two there is incredible. So he's done a fantastic job. I think if you're an Aston Villa fan, you're very much looking forward to the end of the season, and you're very much looking forward to if they strengthen in the summer, what they can achieve maybe next season. So positive times for them. Like I said, my old club. So no, big club, great club, and they're on the up at the moment.
Yeah, good times to be a Villa fan right now.
Absolutely, and then what a following they actually have. It's a magnificent supported club. You know, when they get that place bouncing, they can beat anyone. I think if they had 3 or 4, I think they could really be a threat next season.
OK, well, that's it from us. My thanks to Gary and to Tim as we finish on the Gary Cahill derby in the end, and very much contrasting fortunes as both Chelsea and Aston Villa are concerned. From all of us, bye for now.